everybody, and welcome back to Sarib K, my channel. Look, first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for all the support that's been on the channel recently. I mean, I'm growing very, very quickly at a rate that I want as well. So that's only down to you guys basically helping me out, subscribing, sharing, liking the videos, and I appreciate everybody that's done so. Even somebody that's just clicked on the video and clicked off it. Thank you very much for at least, interacting with me. It means a lot to me. But look, this is a bit of a different video, something I want to talk about with you guys, something that's been on my mind as well. It's the potential Liverpool team for next season. What could it be for Liverpool next season? Could Liverpool be a team which is really competing at the top of the league? Are players staying? Are players going? A load of different questions alongside this whole situation that's going on with Liverpool's contracts, with transfers, potential departures, so many things. And I think it's important to discuss all of those in this video today. And I'm going to show you transfer rumors. I'm going to show you lineups. I'm going to show you what could be for Liverpool, the best possible scenario for Liverpool supporters, the worst possible scenario for Liverpool supporters. Many things I'm going to talk about in this video. But guys, as ever, if you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I'm only like 45 subscribers away from 400 subs. And please, I can only do it without you guys. I'm trying to get that, but within the next 3 months, I can only do it with you guys. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share with your friends, show it to everybody. And it's much appreciated. But let's get into it. So, obviously, there's been a lot of rumors circulating about Liverpool's transfer activity and the potential players that might be coming in to Liverpool. There's been talks about a left back, there's been talk about a striker, there's been talk about a right back. Obviously, with the contract situation of Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent, obviously there's nothing really new on that. There's nothing really new to report. The only thing I can tell you is that from reports is that there's still no kind of progression in contract talks with any three of them, which is concerning because we're currently sitting in March. We're heading to April, and nor Salah, Van Dijk, or Trent has signed new contracts, and it is quite concerning. If you're a Liverpool fan, even the most optimistic Liverpool supporters will be sitting here with a cause for concern. But let's not talk about that for a second. I want to discuss potential players that Liverpool might be bringing in. So there's been talks about a left back, and one of the names that keeps being brought up over and over again is Milos Kerkez of Bournemouth. Now, there is a lot of legs to this link because of, Richard Hughes' connection to Bournemouth, Szoboszlai, Hungary, that kind of connection could be valid as well. Obviously, Bournemouth are not as massive as a club as Liverpool. So it is a step up going from Bournemouth to Liverpool. Regardless of Bournemouth situation, they are doing fantastic things in the Premier League, but you have to kind of understand what the size of the clubs are, and that's not disrespect, it's just the fact. And obviously there's been quite a few rumors circulating about that, and I want to get into that if I can show you what I'm reading on my screen here. So there's two players here that's been kind of Liverpool have been linked with from Bournemouth, and I think the main one is obviously Milos Kerkez. So let me zoom in for you guys so you can actually see what I'm reading here. So if you can see that, it says here, Liverpool are closing in on a move for Milos Kerkez, who prefers to switch to Anfield over others. Liverpool are also understood to be willing to pay the £50 million release clause for Dean Huijsen. Now, for me, I'm going to put Dean Huijsen to one side at this moment in time. Now, Milos Kerkez, for me, is the perfect Liverpool left-back. He's great going forward. He's very, very good defensively. He's got great crossing. And he reminds me of a very, very young Andrew Robertson. And there's been talks about a fee of £40 million, £35 million, but I think it's going to be close to 40, especially at the Premier League tax. And he's arguably probably the best left-back in the league over the last year or so. So you kind of have to look at everything. And Milos Kerkez looks the most likely to join Liverpool. And MSI Douglas is a reporter on Sky Sports, so it is quite a reliable source as well. And if this news is set to be true, that means Liverpool's left-back situation has been kind of sorted out. On the other scale, another player from Bournemouth that Liverpool have been heavily linked with is Dean Huijsen for 50 million now. Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein came out yesterday and said David Ornstein especially said Liverpool are not actively pursuing the player at the moment, but then you had Fabrizio Romano say on his YouTube channel and tweet many, many times that Liverpool are watching the player. They're in love with Dean Huijsen and is a player to watch for the summer, not only for Liverpool, for the likes of Chelsea, Newcastle, Real Madrid. You know, Juve obviously let him go. They've got a sell-on clause for Dean Huijsen. So there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be moving away from Bournemouth. A lot of transfer talk coming out from Bournemouth because they've had an excellent season under Iraola, and they are targeting European football, and arguably they could be challenging for the Champions League spots this season if they continue the form they're in. But Milos Kerkez and Dean Huijsen are two of the links that Liverpool have been kind of, been linked with the most from Bournemouth. And I'd say, I personally believe that the Milos Kerkez deal to Liverpool is far further down the line to what has been reported. I think it's very, very similar to what Liverpool had with Alexis McAllister 2 years ago. He was a link with Brighton, and it just, you'd hear noise about McAllister in April, end of March, Liverpool in talks, and it was just too much noise for it to not be true. And eventually McAllister ended up joining Liverpool triggering his £35 million release clause from Brighton of Albion in the summer of 2023. And I think with Milos Kerkez, there's something very, very similar. And I think this deal is more done than not done. I think I'd be very, very surprised if I don't see Milos Kerkez in a Liverpool shirt come 25, 26. And whether he's a Liverpool starting left back or not, it definitely adds real squad depth to a team that could be losing Kostas Tsimikas. And we know Andrew Robertson has had his own issues, but I expect Robertson to remain at Liverpool. With Tsimikas, a bit different. I'd keep him around, but if you bring in Milos Kerkez, you kind of see Tsimikas' time at Liverpool kind of come into its closure and its twilight. And unfortunately, because I think he's a good player, but Milos Kerkez, Dean Huijsen, two of the names that have been heavily mentioned that Liverpool have been linked with. Another player, now let's move on to another club and another player who's been arguably one of the best players in Europe this season and over the last couple of years. And I think he's really come into the limelight this season. You might see him behind me with his hands like this, and a player that's wanted by some of Europe's top clubs. Top journalists like Fabrizio Romano have come out and said they're going to be top proposals for him on the table this summer after another fabulous year with Newcastle. And that man is none other than Alexander Isak. What a footballer, and probably the best striker in the Premier League this season. I think he's the most complete striker. He can go off the left. He centrally is very, very good. His ability to dribble, the way he presses the ball, he's got everything in the air, left foot, right foot. He's got all types of finishing, scores in a big moment, has caused problems to so many teams. Scored against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final a couple of days ago, against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, against Arsenal in the league, City. He scores against all of the top clubs, United at Old Trafford. He is just a ruthless killer. I think he's got 24 goals this season or something with 3 penalties. This is absurd. He's got 21 goals in open play, which is ridiculous for a player of his, it's bonkers when you think about it, because it just shows how clinical this guy is in front of goal. And there's another report that I will like to share with you that was reported by Fabrizio Romano as well. And he said on his YouTube that Liverpool have already made contact with people close to Alexander Isak. This is via his YouTube a couple of days ago. And another one, I'm not too sure if this will materialize because of his price. I think the quoted price for him is 150 million. I don't think it will get to that extent. I think there's also players Liverpool can ship out and, accumulate some sort of cash to fund this deal. But do I really see this as a realistic transfer for Liverpool, knowing how they operate in the transfer market? Not necessarily, no. But I think this is very optimistic that Liverpool have at least made contact with people close to Alexander Isak, which showcases to me that they are definitely interested in bringing Alexander Isak to Liverpool. And we, of course, know the futures of Darwin Núñez is very, very uncertain at Liverpool. We saw huge proposals coming from him for Saudi, and Romano also said, he tweeted about this as well, saying Núñez was ready to accept the Saudi move, but the strikers that Liverpool wanted were not available in January, and he decided to stick with Liverpool until the summer. But he expects Darwin Núñez to leave Liverpool and Liverpool to go for a top striker. And the name that's been heavily mentioned, as I said before, is Alexander Isak. Now, Alexander Isak could add unbelievable firepower to the front line that Liverpool already have. Now, what I would like to show you is the potential Liverpool team with Alexander Isak and Milos Kerkez in there. If I can get up for you and show you what I'm looking at this moment. So I'm going to bring it up for you now. This could be Liverpool's starting 11 if they get the players that they want. So you look at Alisson in goal, Milos Kerkez, Virgil van Dijk. This is if Salah, van Dijk, and obviously I think Trent already gone, so I haven't included him, but Trent also could stay. So you've got Alisson, Kerkez, Van Dijk, Kanate, Frimpong, who I will get onto, Gravenberch, McAllister, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Salah, and Isak. That is a title retaining team. Liverpool are going to win the league, but this team wins the league next season as well. Look at the quality in this squad. They've addressed the left back situation. The right back I will get onto in a second. They've got Cody Gakpo in the form of his life, Mohamed Salah signing a new contract, Virgil van Dijk extending, and Alexander Isak, arguably the best striker in European football this season, as Liverpool's number 9. And that's with the additions of Mamadashvili coming in. They've still got Jones. They've still got Diaz potentially could stay. Jota, who I expect to remain at Liverpool. You know, Harvey Elliott, who could be on his way out, but I'm speaking about what I think will happen next season. Harvey Elliott, but he's also got huge proposals on the table. You know, you've got great firepower, Federico Chiesa. So many different options that Liverpool will have with that 11 in front of you. Isak, Kerkez, and Frimpong. Now, there was one player in there that I've not mentioned about transfer talk, and a player that's been also linked with Liverpool in the past and linked with Liverpool, especially with the contract situation of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I'm not sure if this move will materialize, but a report from Christian Falk came out, and I thought this was very, very interesting. Now, how reliable you think he is or not, it's definitely news that I like to share. It was on X earlier. And the reported news was that Arne Slot has told Jeremy Frimpong he still wants Liverpool to sign him. Now, this for me is very, very telling because Jeremy Frimpong is not going to come to Liverpool to be a third choice right back. This signifies to me that Trent Alexander-Arnold or Connor Bradley, one of those will leave Liverpool. And of course, that man will not be Connor Bradley. The man in the news is Trent Alexander-Arnold. We know that Real Madrid, they believe it's 90% done, according to Marca, the top Spanish reporting newspaper, whatever it is. They've reported that Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid is 90% done, which is why he's stalling on his new contract with Liverpool. And I also saw a clip between Frimpong and Gakpo, and he was talking in like a Scouse accent. I don't think I can play the video because of copyright purposes, but it was on international duty, and I describe it to you the best way I can. Frimpong must have come in and he saw Gakpo. He's like, "All right, mate, all right, la," and Gakpo started laughing and they hugged. And I was very confused. I was like, why is Frimpong talking to Gakpo in a Scouse accent? Maybe people are reaching, but to me that was very, very telling. And I believe Liverpool will do that deal. If Trent Alexander-Arnold leaves Liverpool, which I expect him to, I think Liverpool will bring in Jeremy Frimpong next season. And for me, I don't think it's a bad deal whatsoever. But again, it's all speculation. Same with Kerkez. Same with Isak. So let's just put that for one side because like I showed you before, Liverpool, the potential team for Liverpool next season could be, and whether you're a fan of this or not, it's a concrete possibility. We've got Alisson, Kanate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Frimpong, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Salah, and Isak, as I showed you before. Now, what I'd like to show you is Liverpool's most used team for this season under Arne Slot. So that's the most used 11 by Arne Slot this season. And if I can get it up for you now, I will showcase it to you. And that is Alisson, Van Dijk, Kanate, Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, McAllister, Gravenberch, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Salah, and Luis Diaz. Now, from this 11 alone, there are quite a few players on there that have a few question marks about the future. And I've also made a little line. Shout out Fotmo, by the way, because this makes life so much easier. I've also made a lineup which shows the potential of players that could be going out of Liverpool. So the gaps in Liverpool's team next season, because there's a lot of those in there. I'll tell you that. And that is, look, this is what I'm looking at. So as you can see, Andrew Robertson is not in this. Virgil van Dijk is not in this. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not in this. Luis Diaz is not in this. I should have added Cody Gakpo in there, which I I will do right now actually, because I think that left-hand side will be fine. Cody Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Salah. So no Salah, no Trent, no Van Dijk, no Robertson, and no striker. The reason why I've included Robertson, because I don't know who would be Liverpool's left back next season. Virgil van Dijk's contract situation is up in the summer. He could leave on a free. Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract is up in the summer. Mohamed Salah's contract is up in the summer. And Darwin Nunez and Luis Diaz could be leaving Liverpool next season. And like I said, I've also seen rumours that Liverpool expect to sign a striker in the summer. So, as you can see there already, there are 5 gaps in that team, with Konate's contract situation up in the air as well. There's 5 gaps in the team that Liverpool have to fill. Let's say Kirkers gets done, fine. But as of right now, there are 5 gaps that Liverpool need to fill, because Nunez is expected to leave. Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk's contracts are all expiring. Whatever you think about their contract situation, whether they're going to sign or not, we have to speak about the now. And everything's been telling to me, and all the journalists have said that Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent are all leaving in the summer. Nunez is leaving Liverpool in the summer. So I'm not going to include those players in there. And it's very, very concerning, because that is a lot of business to do in the summer. That's in excess of 250 million. Because if you look at the lineup that I expect Liverpool to kind of have next season, not expect, but I want. You've got Kirkers, who cost you 40 million. Van Dijk extends. That's more wages off there, because there's going to be a bigger contract. Salah, he wants 400 grand a week. It's going to be more wages. Will that affect the transfer budget? Not too sure. But James Pearce has said that if Salah, Van Dijk extend, no mention of Trent, that it will affect transfer strategies for the summer. Isak is going to cost 40 million. That is a lot of business to do for Liverpool. Frimpong will cost 40 million. That's 250 million. But that's not including sales. We're not talking about the sales of Nunez, which could cost 70 million, which Saudi were offering. Luis Diaz, 50 million. Seen Barcelona, Man City in for him as well. We have Costa Simicas, he could free up 15, 20 million. Chiesa's future at Liverpool is unknown as well. I expect him to remain. Diogo Jota, 40, 50 million get for him, 30 million even. His future's up in the balance as well. A lot of players in this team that could be leaving the club in the summer. Harvey Elliott, we've seen a lot of rumours to Dortmund. Brighton, is his future up in demand? But there's a lot of business to be doing in the summer for Liverpool. And then you add in the Dean Huijsen for 50 million release clause. That's another deal if Liverpool do. It's another 50 million on top of that. Kelleher could be leaving the club as well. 30 million, 25 million we'll get for him. There's a lot of money coming in, but will it be spent in the right places? And will it be spent on these players? I don't know. But from all the rumours that Liverpool fans have heard, and I've heard as well from all the journalists, this is probably the most accurate 11 if I had to predict Liverpool going into next season. Now, this might not be the case. Trent might stay. Kirkers might not join. There might be Jero Hato, who's also been linked with Liverpool. There might be Hugo Ekitike. There might be Julian Alvarez. There might be actually Diogo Jota. Who knows? But as of now, that is my predicted team for Liverpool going into 25-26. Starting 11. Bench, I'm not even going to speak about. But you can see Frimpong's new, Kirkers is new, and Alexander Isak's new. But for me, this team wins the Premier League title. I think this team wins the league title next season, because they've got a striker who scores 30 goals a season. They've got a winger who scores 30 goals a season. They've got Gakpo who scores 20 goals a season. They've got the ability of Kirkers, who reminds me of young Robertson. They've got the ability of Frimpong going forward. Maybe defensively he's got his own question marks. And maybe we need number 6 in there with Baleba. That's more money in there. Zubamendi, what's going on with him? So many questions. But Liverpool have a lot to do in the summer. You might think they've won the league title. They don't need to do a lot of business. But I believe Liverpool need to do business if they want to compete and retain that Premier League title. There's going to be a load of question marks coming into next season. How will Liverpool do, especially if Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent are no longer there? My expectation is, again, that Salah and Van Dijk extend, but stranger things happen in football. Will it be Isak? Will it be Kirkers? Will it be Hato? Will it be somebody else? Will Salah stay? Will Salah go? Will Van Dijk stay? Will Van Dijk go? Will Trent stay? Will Trent go? So many questions. All we do know is that it's going to be a crazy summer for Liverpool. This is not my words. These are words of Paul Joyce, one of the most reliable journalists for Liverpool. Fabrizio Romano, one of the most reliable journalists out there for football transfers. David Ornstein as well. So, as a Liverpool fan, not a Scouser, but an honorary Scouser, I hope these rumours to be true, because that team wins Liverpool the league title. But in best case scenario, I hope Trent stays because he is the best right back in the world. I hope Salah, Van Dijk stay. And you know what? I wouldn't mind a Frimpong, a Kirkers, and a Isak on top of that. Thank you guys for watching. That was my Liverpool 11 2025-26 prediction video. Let me know yours in the comments below. And who knows, we could be talking transfers very, very soon. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.